It is a beautiful day in Baltimore. 70 degrees, sunny skies, and a perfect day to cap off Season 18 between the Baltimore Vultures and the Queen City Corsairs. Well, at the beginning of the season and through about 90% of the season, there was no doubt who the best team in the league was. It was the Baltimore Vultures. But back-to-back defeats against DC and Arizona has Baltimore scrambling for the #1 seed, and they do not control their own destiny in this regard anymore. That is in the hands of Vancouver. But they get to place up against one of their oldest and longest rivals in the Queen City Corsairs, a team they've already beaten this season, to close out the season. Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Michael Trillo. Happy to have your company. Alongside me is Rochelle Colston, just to reside at Josh Neal. Rochelle, end of the season, perfect time for a beautiful matchup. We are just about to get things going here on the SFL on Twitch. Thank you for joining us. Rochelle, I think we have you back now.
Yes, I'm sorry, Michael. So this team has met 10 times. Baltimore has won 8 of those times. They last played week 6, season 18, where Baltimore came on top 26-20. QCC is 4-7 coming in, and Baltimore is 9-2.
And for all of the lopsided record between these two teams, it always seems to be close whenever the Corsairs and the Vultures meet on the gridiron. Baltimore will receive in the all-black with red and white accents. The traditional green, white, and black for Queen City on the road. And it's game on from Sports Gamers Online Stadium in Baltimore. Only out to the 20-yard line goes the returner Elijah Moorfield. No, check that. That's Giovanni Bolt returning kicks. Here's the Baltimore offense led by Jack Wigmore, already in his 4th season. Seems just yesterday he was brought into this Baltimore team and immediately won a title. Warren Murray, the veteran running back. T. Roy Gaines, the fullback. Ivory Irvin, Daley Holder, and Mac Chima, the wide receivers. Lloyd Graham Jr. and John Michael Sedeth are the tight ends. Wigmore, the season 17 All-Star. The lefty goes over the middle, complete for about 6 as he finds his receiver. Let's take a look at the Queen City defense. Andre Krim, the Krim Reaper. DJ Majesty, David Tilley are the defensive line. BJ Lovelace is a rampaging linebacker. He's joined by Jared Crow and Nathaniel Diggs. Corners are Cody Griffin and Ted Haynes. Jorge Torres, Maurice Lloyd, and King Jamal are the safety. And off middle, Warren Murray, who left Houston, was in the wind for a while, and then got picked up in week 8 by Baltimore and has been nothing but spectacular for the Vultures for the last couple of games.
And great stop there by number 32, free safety George Torres. Jorge Torres, sorry about that.
Wigmore, plenty of time against the 4-man rush, floats it out there, and it's tipped away and incomplete. Ted Haynes did a nice job in batting that one down. 4th down and 3. It'll be a 3-and-out for Baltimore. We get a look at punter Sam Shepard.
Yeah, cornerback Ted Haynes had himself perfectly set up for that play. Was in the right place at the right time and came up with a great pass deflection there.
Warren Murray, almost 500 yards rushing, 489 and 143 yards receiving this season.
Yeah, I think these teams play 2 different styles of offense. QCC is more of a pound and ground game with Jet Zero, and Baltimore likes to air it out a little bit.
We will see the veteran A.J. Caswell now as Queen City starts from their own 33. Quarterback A.J. Caswell in his 11th season. Jet Zero, the running back. Chris Comasack, the fullback. Doug Spelling, Deezer Powell, and Christopher Ochoa, the wide receivers. Hubba Kimbrell, James Matthew Jr., the tight ends. Butch Minor, Odette Boudreau, and Robert Crone are on the offensive line. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Press coverage by the defense. They hand the ball off to Zero, and he has room to run countersign to the left and picks up 9.
Great hole there created by the offensive line for QCC, and like I said, I expect to see a lot of Jet Zero today.
especially with those three offensive linemen, Menor, Boudreaux, and Crone. Boudreaux, the rookie, second-round pick, and then Butch Menor coming over from London, and Robert Crone, formerly of Jacksonville. Both those players came over in the offseason. Zero up the middle again, finding another great hole, and he powers his way into Baltimore territory.
O-line's doing a great job there, getting Zero a big hole, and he's just taking advantage of it there.
Here's the Baltimore defense. Joe Duncan, Al Walker, Nate Brown, Saron Yates are the defensive line. Linebackers Frank Smith, Alvin Mack, and Devin King. Corners Enzo Bolton, Marvin Hines, Ben Stackenpaper, and Elijah Warfield as Zero gets his third straight carry and only gets about 5 on the play that time. Ben Stackenpaper, Elijah Warfield round out the corners. Giovanni Bolt and Troy Loshaw are the two veteran safeties.
Yeah, Baltimore keeps coming out in that 3-2 defense. I think they put more people in the box to stop Zero here.
Now 7 in the box for Baltimore. It's going to be Caswell to throw for the first time and finds the receiver in the zone, wide open over the middle of the 30-yard line. That will be Hubba Kimbrell's first catch of the day.
I think the Baltimore's defense was a little confused. They were looking to run all the way. Great play by the offense there to pass it.
A.J. Caswell, number 4 all-time in completions, number 5 in passing yards and passing touchdowns with 259 on his career. Looking at 260, there's the other tight end, James Matthew Jr., the more veteran of the tight ends. He's a 2-time All-Star in his 6th season.
I didn't think he was getting up there for a second. He looked like he was, laid out. Great catch and great play.
We saw an injury late in the previous game between Los Angeles and Portland, which may have cost Portland the game. We don't know how it would have played out otherwise. We definitely don't want to see one here. Caswell under center, going to hand a Zero, bounces off the tackler in the backfield, and then once he gets into open space, Jet Zero has one of the best two-step speeds in the league.
He's a big running back out there. Surprised by his speed, actually. That's a big boy.
Yeah, and I mentioned two-step speed. That's really just acceleration, but you can go from 0 to 100 in 2 steps. You talk a lot about that in basketball, where you can sprint down the floor ahead of everybody else. Here's Zero, now showing patience, looking for a lane. Gets to the 5 and down to the 4. Tackle made by Bolt.
Yeah, Baltimore's have to find an answer for Jet Zero up the middle here. He's just making it look easy.
It's been all Jet on this first drive pretty much. Only 2 passes for A.J. Caswell, both to his tight ends Kimbrell and James Matthew Jr.
Not surprised about that fact at all. I expect to see a lot of Jet Zero today. I mean, a lot.
Already 39 yards on 5 carries for Zero. Twin receivers each side, first and goal from the 4. Corsairs looking to strike first on the road, and Jet Zero obliges, leaping over the prone defender and getting into the end zone for an early touchdown.
Yeah, Jet Zero is just running up the middle, untouched basically. The O-line's doing an awesome job. I mean, look at that hole.
Oh,
Number 55 with a great block.
Definitely want to shout out Robert Crone for putting Devin King on his backside and leaving it an easy task for Jet Zero to cross the goal line. Here is Judah Dorgan, the kicker for Queen City, preparing to apply the extra point. And it looked pretty easy there for the Queen City offense on that first drive.
It really did, Michael. They just marched the ball down the field very methodically there. Killing clock, taking their time, coming up with 7 points at the end of it.
Well, Eric Barkley and company like their uniforms, which have not changed since their transition from the New York Knights to the Queen City Corsairs in Season 6. They have a very simple offensive philosophy. Run to set up the pass to set up the run, keep the defense off balance. And when you have a back like Jet Zero, who's really coming into his own now in his 5th season, you can, and was an all-star last year, you can really lean on him a little bit more than you otherwise would have.
See if Baltimore has an answer here.
Giovanni Bolt
first drive.
trying to get to the corner and only get to the 23-yard line. Aerial coverage of today's game is brought to you by Dags Droneworks, aerial photography and videography services in New York State. Find them on Instagram at Dags Droneworks or visit their website, dagsdroneworks.com. First and 10, second drive of the game for Baltimore, went 3 and out on their opening drive. From a very similar position, here's T-Roy Gaines up the middle, and he shows a little bit of the flair that won him a title as a running back a couple of seasons ago.
A great run there by T-Roy on first down. Picked up 6 yards. Their playbook here is wide open, though, for Wigmore.
And there's a very similar story between T-Roy Gaines and Hall of Famer Ray Bentley out in Mexico City. And here is Gaines again up the middle, first down. They will use Gaines and Murray interchangeably, which is more so than you see than other running back fullback combinations.
I think that keeps the defense on their toes there. You don't know who you're going to see, Gaines or Murray, which I think is a great offensive weapon for the Baltimore.
And so to finish my point, both Ray Bentley and T-Roy Gaines won a championship at running back, then transitioned to fullback, but are still large parts of their respective offenses. And one of them is in the Hall of Fame. The other one will likely get there someday because T-Roy Gaines has been impactful for the SFL both on and off the field.
Great point there, Trillo.
Baltimore picks up 7, second down and 3. Six in the box, one linebacker playing back. They're going to go up the middle again, and this time nowhere to go for T-Roy Gaines. Nice tackle up the middle by B.J. Lovelace. He really is the leader of this Queen City defense.
And that time the defense was ready for the run up the middle. Great stop.
Lovelace and Majesty, the two longest tenured players on the Corsairs defense. Majesty 10 seasons, Lovelace 8 seasons, but all of them, or both of them rather, have spent 2 seasons with the Corsairs. Wigmore nowhere to go, and down he goes as the offensive line collapses.
Like QCC brought all their D linemen that time, and all of them broke through. Great
It
sack.
ended up being Jared Crow, 4th season veteran, 6'4", 270, to make the tackle. Spent his entire career with Queen City and is going to force a second Sam Shepard punt. Shepard, an undrafted rookie this season.
Yeah, great stand by QCC's defense there to force Baltimore with another 3 and out. Let's see how they respond to that.
And they'll start at their own 26, will Queen City. Esports TV is partnered with the SFL to bring sim football to millions of homes over the next 2 years. ESTV is the world's first 24/7 live, linear, and AVOD sports channel, or esports channel, available everywhere through your smart TV, on your phone, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and more. Visit ESTV.com to learn more about its programming as Jet Zero goes up the middle again, wrapped up very nicely. Visit ESTV.co to learn more about its programming and to find all the ways you can catch the SFL action on the network. ESTV, the 24/7 leader in esports. Go ahead, Michelle.
Jet Zero's have himself a day so far. He's had 6 attempts and 7 attempts now, averaging 7.3 yards per carry.
Second down and 4 after the 6-yard run was stopped up by Elijah Warfield. It's going to be 0 again. How did he break through that? He picks his way through the weeds and finds himself a first down.
Yeah, Baltimore's got to find an answer for Jet Zero. If not, they're going to keep doing this all day long.
Let's see how many tackles he breaks here. 2, 3, and
4.
It takes 3 black jerseys to bring him down beyond the line to gain.
He's a beast. He's in beast mode today, Michael.
He is indeed hard to stop when he gets the legs churning. As Jet Zero will be calling his name a lot. They're going to go to the run again. He breaks 2 tackles, lowers the shoulder, and gets to midfield. You're in a 4 wide set like that, Rochelle. You rarely see just a straight run, but Queen City confident in its offensive line.
They're just confident in Jet Zero. He's been their go-to guy all season. up to 7.6 yards per carry right now.
And on the season, 0. Top 10 in yards on the ground, 1,030, 9 touchdowns for that way. This time Caswell goes down, loss of 4, 3rd and 7 coming up. And standing over him is Saron Yates, the 4th.
Yeah, the O-line just kind of broke down there, and the defensive line got some great penetration, and they got to him this time.
And you really could credit Joe Duncan, this former San Diego Maverick, with the half sack there as well, as he came in from the backside. Now we're probably going to have to see Caswell's arm at 3rd and 7. Stands in after the 3-step drop, and it's not enough. Joe Duncan says, "You don't give it to me that the first time, I'll do it myself," as he blitzes through the O-line for the sack.
Yeah, the O-line looked so great on the last drive they had, and it's just the defense has found a way to break them down somehow this possession.
And well, the second one was just Joe Duncan being better than the man he was matched up on. The first sack was definitely a team effort on a blitz to get through the offensive line. First time we've seen the punter Greg Morrison of Queen City today. He gets it to the hands of Bolt, and Bolt gets to Baltimore's own 28-yard line. So, from what we've seen so far, it looks like it could be sort of a cagey defensive battle, which is not really what it was the first time, ending up a 26-20 victory for Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, QCC's actually ran only 11 plays, and 9 of those were runs. So
Wingmore going to try the patented Baltimore Swing City, as there goes Warren Murray getting a block and screaming towards midfield to be pushed out of the 43.
From the first drive, we saw a lot of Seymour gains. Now we're going to start to see a little bit of Warren Murray mixed in there.
Let's see who got this block, because it was magnificent. It was Lloyd Graham Jr., the tight end, in front of the play.
It was an excellent block there by the tight end. Tight ends matter.
Baltimore picks up a first down. And now we'll see the straight I formation, no wideouts for the first time. Murray doubting it, gonna follow Gaines. Murray gets a block and goes through. And he's in the open field. Breaking tackles inside the 20. Hello, end zone. Warren Murray, touchdown Baltimore.
That was a man on a mission there, Cirillo. He says, "I'm going to the house." And that's where he took it.
And nobody could stop him once he got his mind set on the end zone. And he says, "Jet Zero, you've got good runs. I can do you one better." And again, I want to highlight the blocking from the tight ends and the wide receivers, as they got him a crease up the middle. And he eventually just had too much momentum, and nobody on Queen City could bring him down as he barreled into the end zone.
And once he got going, he broke 3 tackles there to get to the end zone. Great run. That's a highlight reel.
Tarkington, 8-season veteran at kicker, on for the extra point. A season 12 All-Star is Tarkington, with an impressive kicking resume. He is second in both field goals attempted and field goals made in his career. 224 made, 230 attempted. That's a 97.4 field goal percentage, one of the most consistent in league history. I want to draw your attention to the score up in the top right corner, a game that is about to kick off between the Vancouver Legion and the San Diego Mavericks. And this is the set we're watching for the #1 overall seed. If Vancouver beats San Diego, doesn't matter what happens in this game. The Legion are the #1 overall seed. But if Vancouver loses to San Diego and Baltimore ends up being victorious today, then Baltimore will refine its form and grab the #1 seed. Remember, Baltimore on a 2-game losing skid. Jet Zero trying to make it 3 as he powers forward for a first down.
And just when you think you got Jet Zero behind the line of scrimmage, he just finds a way to get positive yardage out of that. It's amazing.
And the reason why Baltimore would be the #1 seed if Vancouver was to win and Vancouver was to lose, however, and Baltimore was to win, is a strength of victory tiebreaker.
Yeah, Cam's got his hands full every time the end of the season comes around, trying to figure out who's ahead of who. And it's just wild.
We were talking before the game, I think before you got in here, Rochelle, and here's Jets Zero. Nowhere to go that time. Frank Smith with the big stop, and we have reached the end of the first quarter. 7-7. Vultures, Corsairs, a matchup as old as time. Baltimore and Queen City continues next. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Twitch.
That first quarter just flew by.
Indeed it did. Michael Travello, Michelle Colston in the booth. For you on this one, Josh Neal and Justin Rajai running stats. Here goes Zero. Maybe a little bit of tiredness already in those legs because he did not jump out of the gate the way he usually did, but he still almost picks up the first down, third and less than a yard.
Well, so far he's been there. I mean, QCC's total offense for the most part. I mean, he's got 12 attempts now. They've only run 14 plays.
Only 2 passes for A.J. Caswell. He's dropped back to pass 4 times, and 2 of those were sacks. Zero up the middle, gets a block, gets to the outside. Oh, we've seen this before, but unlike Warren Murray, his counterpart, Jet Zero is unable to break through and find the end zone. A touchdown, saving tackle made by Ben Stackenpaper.
I think Jet Zero might be a little bit tired at this point. I mean, I would be if I had to carry the whole entire offense for a little while.
Yeah, we were talking right before the end of the first quarter about his workload so far, but it's still paying off. He's still breaking off chunk yardage, it seems, every time he touches the ball. 1st and 10 now to 23. Not a Jet Zero in sight, so this one's going to be on the arm of Caswell. Last 3 times he's dropped back to pass. He's been sacked. And it's been Saron Yates the first time and Saron Yates the 3rd time.
Yeah, Saron Yates is just giving that offensive line total havoc.
Matched up with the center, Odette Boudreau, and it's just a swim move to the left, gets straight past her, and barrels over A.J. Caswell. So maybe there's a reason why Jet Zero is getting all of these carries.
He's back in the game here, so.
Yes, but he's got no fullback. He's going to hit the ball anyway.
You don't need a fullback.
Brutal stiff arm to get free. And he gets about 10 yards up to a 3rd and 5. Zero's updated numbers there for you. 136 yards on 13 carries. This is the 2nd quarter, Rochelle.
Almost 100. I'm unofficially 146 yards right now for Jet Zero. Amazing.
Middle.
Oh.
Caswell overthrows Christopher Ochoa, and it's 4th and 5. And the Corsairs will have to settle for a field goal attempt. Now, for all of the great running that Zero has done in this game so far, it's really been the Baltimore defensive line with those 3 straight sacks on 3 dropbacks that have really caused Queen City to stall out here.
Yeah, they're doing really well in their pass defense. They just got to find an answer for Jet.
And I think maybe you want to bring the safeties down a little bit more. Caswell has not proven in this game yet that he can beat you over the top. The one pass to Ochoa was incomplete on the last play. Pick up and good by Judah Dorgan, and Queen City takes a 10-7 lead.
It's going to be a really good game if it continues the way it's going right now. It'll be really close probably towards the end. I'm excited for it.
Have you checked out video content produced by our community lately? Catch the Sim Pod every week, SFL Crunch Time and Road to Glory every Wednesday night. SFL Nights with AJ Stryker premieres Thursday nights. Say It With Your Chest airs Fridays, and Netma can be seen all week long at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Every week, the live show schedule can be accessed through our Discord server at the top of the channel. Just look for the Events tab in the upper left-hand corner. So I'm finally going to circle back to this now that we have some time, Rochelle. Cam and I were talking before you got into the into the call for today. We were talking about a season. It was either 13, 14, or 15. We can't remember when. That just about half the league ended at 6-6.
Yeah, I don't know how Cam does it, honestly. I'd be totally confused at some point.
Handoff, Warren Murray, stopped up by his opposite number, King Jamal. And I remember that season very vividly, that last week of the season, because I called a game on a Sunday night. And at that point, we put all of the games that we thought wouldn't matter for playoff seeding on a Monday. But the way everything worked out, you did need every game that weekend to determine playoff seeding via strength of victory and common opponents and such. Here is Wigmore in the gun, fires across to the left-hand side. First down for Chima. So to finish my point, it had to take till the end of Monday night, I think there were 4 games that day, to determine the actual playoff seeding. So they pushed Wild Card Wednesday back a day to give the prospective teams that we're going to be playing more time to do game plans and strategy. Up the middle, spin move, double spin move for Warren Murray, and he gets close to a first down. So there's a little bit of SFL history for today.
Yeah, I that wouldn't be in KM shoes every season at the end, because it's always kind of crazy. You got 24 teams and the records are all over the place, and then you have defensive victories and head-to-heads, and it's like, okay, better you than me, Cam.
And next season, it's going to be crazier with the 4 expansion teams coming in. Going to go to 28 teams. Those 4 expansion teams going to be announced during the championship game.
Ooh.
As from the backside, a denial of a first down by David Tilley.
And David Tilley coming up with a big hit and a big stop there.
Vultures are going to have another chance. 3rd down and 1. Full house package with Gaines and Murray back there.
Got everyone in the box.
Murray! Oh, they went to the strong side right, and Queen City was ready for it, and then some. DJ Majesty was there to make the stop alongside Nathaniel Diggs, and it's 4th down.
GCC's got to be very happy with this 3 and out here. Well, let's make a stop here. When they get the ball back and they have the lead.
And the Queen City defense has played very well today. Their one blemish was that one long run by Warren Murray for the Baltimore touchdown. Other than that, they've kept the Vultures pretty well contained. Oh, brutal hit. I thought the ball came out there, but it was blown dead as Queen City will start at their own 20-yard line.
Great special teams coverage there. And what a hit.
(10-7), Queen City leads it. 6:50 to go second quarter. Glad you're joining us on Twitch for the final week of the SFL season.
Oh, no. And no Jet Zero on the field. I'm surprised.
Jet Zero on the field. Caswell going to go to a simple pass to the outside. Doug Spelling picks up his first catch of the day. I think Zero is on the sidelines getting some extra oxygen after all the carrying he's done in the first quarter and a half.
No kidding. Kind of been like a one-man show over there for QCC.
He's back on the field this time as he's in the huddle. He's going to get the ball again. Gets past the initial line of defense. Can't get by the linebackers, though, as he is taken down. It'll be 3rd and 5. Doug Spelling, who made the catch previously, is the first wide receiver to make a grab for Queen City today. He is A.J. Caswell's favorite target, a team leading 840 receiving yards and 6 receiving touchdowns. Caswell gonna go deep down the field, tipped and incomplete. Giovanni Bolt just couldn't hang on to it as he was spinning in the air, but it is gonna be a Queen City 3 and out.
Baltimore secondary is very, very tough to throw against apparently today. That was almost a pick. That was almost a really bad choice there by QCC.
Yeah, they've had the pass defense locked down today with 3 sacks already. And then now 2 passes defended. And this should give decent field position to Baltimore. As Bolt fields it on the 40-yard line and gets up to the 46. San Diego has taken the lead against Vancouver. 7-0. Once again, we're watching that score because it will determine the #1 overall seed and who gets advantage throughout the playoffs of home field.
I'm sure Baltimore's watching that game very closely at this point.
Now, even if the players aren't, the fans are. 5:54 to go first half. A very defensive-minded game. On the swing city route, here's Murray trying to get away from about 4 white jerseys. Can't quite do it, but does cross the 50 to the 47. And the forward progress gets him 8 yards.
And that defender went for the ball and just left Murray wide open. He missed, and Murray was right there. A lot of yardage in front of him.
And usually when somebody decides to jump that route on a swing pass, it doesn't work out very well for the defender. Murray on the ground this time, trying to pick his way through. He does get there. Combination of Nathaniel Diggs and B.J. Lovelace brings him down.
You know, watching these 2 running backs, they're just totally different styles. Jet Zero is more pound and ground. Warren Murray's more, I'm just going to, finesse my way through the line and keep running.
Warren Murray could have been a ballet dancer in a previous life, the way he spins and shifts.
Looks very graceful out there.
Ooh. Diving grab, that's caught by Chima! How about that for Mac Chima? Maybe the catch of the week already, and it's only game 3.
Wow, he laid his whole body out there. He got behind the defense and just said, I'm going to catch this ball, and he just went flying through the air like Superman there.
And Jack Wigmore is going to be buying Mac Chima dinner this week because he overthrew that by a mile, and Chima had the speed and the length to go and grab that and give Baltimore 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Wigmore throws short over the middle, and that's the first catch of the game for Ivory Irvin.
This is typical Baltimore. They're starting to spread the ball around, keeping QCC honest on defense. I'd like to see a lot of that, a lot more out of Wigmore like that today. Spread the ball around, make big plays.
It's going to be a swing pass again. Whoa. Whoa. You don't see mistakes like that from Wigmore very much. He just threw that one into the open space, and he's lucky somebody in a black and white jersey didn't grab that and run the other way.
See, under pressure, he just made a terrible pass. I don't really know what happened there.
Well, anyway, like a outfielder dropping a pop-up in foul territory, Baltimore's going to get a second chance at this. 3rd down and 4 from the 10. Middle, caught, touchdown, and they make the most of their second chance. Lloyd Graham Jr. scores, and Baltimore takes the lead.
Yeah, I think the offense took advantage of that mismatch there. You get a big tight end, middle of the field, big target, great pass by Wigmore, touchdown Baltimore.
He was matched up against corner Cody Griffin across the middle. And that's never really a good matchup for a corner. So here is Charkington on to attempt his second extra point.
Now Baltimore's on top for the first time today.
Yep, 59-yard drive for the Vultures. 14-10. And how important now is that defensive stand by Baltimore down in the red zone. They stopped Queen City from getting into the end zone with a couple of sacks. And that's the reason for their 4-point lead.
I have a question for you. This is the first time that QCC's been down today. Do you think they stick with their ground and pound, or they start to air it out more here?
I think it's still the first half. You've got 3 minutes, 50 seconds left. I think you've got to continue with the style you've been going with. You dance with the girl that brought you here.
I agree.
because it's too late to start throwing the ball around, and we've already seen that Caswell is not having the best of days, and the Baltimore passing defense has been on point both on the defensive line and in the secondary.
They come out here without Jet Zero, though, so let's see what happens.
Caswell steps to his
No.
right and throws an interception.
I saw that happen before he even threw the ball.
He was aiming for Doug Spelling, underthrew him, and Ben Stackenpaper has probably one of the easier interceptions he will have in his career. Just backed up, step right into it, pull the catch into your chest, and give your team the ball back.
It was almost like he was a receiver on that play.
With the way he got inside position, you wouldn't doubt it. Maybe he's going to go to the coaching staff next season, in the offseason, and say, hey, put me on the offensive side. I can catch the ball.
Oh, the bad news for QCC is Baltimore has the ball and they're almost in field goal range.
Yeah, and we've got Power Eye for the first time today. It's going to be just a swing city pass.
Ooh,
penalty flag flies. Nice spin move by Murray. This could potentially be a first down, pending the spot of the ball and the penalty flag. It is possibly a hold. We'll see.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's going to be the legendary SFL clipping call, and it's against the Vultures.
I didn't see where the clipping happened, though, so I'm not really sure who did it.
They're going to get Robert Clayton, the center, for the penalty.
It's just interesting penalty there.
Yeah, so wipe out the 10-yard completion to Murray, and it'll be 1st and 16.
I felt the field goal range also.
Now they're right back into field goal range now. Sidearm strike across the middle.
Well, that's a way to get a huge chunk. And the way to get a huge chunk on one play, get yourself back in 2nd and short.
Second down and 4 now. And without the penalty, it would have been, 2nd down and 2. So not really much worse off than they were. It's going to be another swing pass. Excellent block. Cutting inside is Murray, and he gets a first down out to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, great couple of moves there by Murray to get the first down.
As we inch closer towards the 2-minute warning. As Warren Murray that time cut down in the backfield by DJ Majesty.
Great play on defense by QCC. They got to hold Baltimore to a field goal here, ideally.
That's the 2-minute warning. 14-10. Vultures still all to play for as we're almost at the halftime interval. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Twitch. Two minutes to go. Baltimore trying to extend the lead. They're in field goal range of the 25. Have a 2nd down and 11 after the nice tackle by DJ Majesty on Warren Murray. They're going to go to Murray again. Swing pass to the left, and this time Queen City reads it all the way. No gain.
You tried that spin move one more time, and defense says, nope, we're going to stop you right here this time, buddy.
Back on DJ Majesty, who made the tackle on the previous play. His 15th all-time in total tackles, 951 coming into the game. Has been a 10-season veteran. Going to the end zone, intercepted! A risky move by Wigmore, and it's taken away by Maurice Lloyd.
Yeah, that defender was in the middle of the field by himself. I'm not sure what Wigmore saw on that play. But the receiver was nowhere to be found, really.
Second interception on the season by Lloyd. This does put Queen City in a precarious situation on their own 1-yard line. This is where you love to have a running back like Jet Zero to get them out of danger, but he doesn't get very far. Driven backwards into the end zone. Forward progress says he's still on the 1.
Man, I thought that was a safety.
Alvin Mack pushed him back with authority.
Wow.
And
I think we'll see
again, we
Jet Zero
see
again.
4 wide receivers and a running back in there as well. Zero hit immediately, but able to drag his defender for about 4 yards up to the 6-yard line. And this is a tough position to be in if you're Queen City. Got to throw here. You got to make a safe throw if you're AJ Caswell.
Do you really throw here? I don't know. I think I might try my luck with Jet Zero one more time.
And with 40 seconds to go in the half, you could just run this out and end the clock. So I think you are correct. Zero takes the ball, goes nowhere.
Oh, no.
Timeout, Baltimore. The Vultures playing aggressive with their timeouts here in the second quarter, and they're going to get the ball back with 32 seconds left.
That's plenty of time, though, for Jack Wigmore. 2 timeouts in 30 seconds. Still in the field position, which he probably will have really good field position here.
Greg Morrison with his heels on the back of the end zone. They're going to have fantastic field position as Bolt returns this to the Queen City 31. They're already in field goal range.
That was a terrible punt.
I don't know if it was into the wind or just caught it off the side of his foot, but that went straight up into the air and straight down again.
This is a gift. Here's the ball in field goal range with 30 seconds left.
24 seconds, 2 timeouts for Baltimore. Let's see what they do with it.
We ain't get too crazy here.
Wigmore floating it over the middle. Timeout, Baltimore. That was, again, a risky pass, but he did find Lloyd Graham Jr. for about 8 yards.
Great clock management here, though. Call the timeout immediately, give him plenty of time left on the clock.
Now, with 20 seconds, do you kick here or do you try and get one shot to the end zone?
I'd try at least one. But they're going to run.
Well, they are in a running formation. They'll give it to T-Roy, and Gaines gets the first down. Up-tempo, 15 seconds left.
Ooh.
They had a timeout, didn't use it. 8 seconds left. Hand off T-Roy Gaines to the 10, and a timeout by Baltimore. A risky strategy. Looks like it's only going to end in 3 points.
That was risky to clear out of time there. Running up the middle of the field that way.
And maybe you run out of time if T-Roy Gaines doesn't get tackled there, or he does. If he goes a little bit farther and still doesn't make it into the end zone, there may be not enough time left for this Shark Tarkington field goal, but they will be. It'll be about a 26-yarder.
Ooh.
And Tarkington remains perfect on the season. Gives his team a 7-point lead as we head to the half.
Number 17 is there for the block. He just didn't move it off of his feet. He just stood there looking at him. Not sure what he was thinking there.
End of the first half here in Baltimore. It's the hometown Vultures 17, the Corsairs 10 as they try to play upset here on the final week of the season. Second half just about to kick off. My name is Michael Turillo. Happy to have your company. Rochelle Colston is on the mic with me. Justin Reside and Josh Neal on stats, and Kevin Irvine is our producer. As always, as we get down to the meat and potatoes of the season, Queen City will start at their own 22-yard line. Another vicious hit. Maurice Lloyd has taken a couple of those today on kick returns.
Let's see what QCC comes out here with in the second half. Jet Zero's in the game.
Now, the first quarter was all Jet Zero, and the second quarter, I think maybe Zero got a little bit tired. Baltimore controlled more of the ball and eventually ended up a 17-10 lead. Zero up the middle, and he will grab 6 yards.
That's Zero's 18th carry so far this game. He's still averaging over 8 yards per carry, though, Michael.
We welcome you back to Sports Gamers Online Stadium here in Baltimore. Check out sportsgamersonline.com or check them out on YouTube and see why millions visit their website and YouTube channel. Caswell. Nice little dump pass over the middle to find Doug Spelling in some space, and he picks up the first down.
Yeah, that was a surprise play to me. I thought for sure they get a 0 again. Caught the defense a little bit off guard there. A little dump there to the receiver.
Doug Spelling, the only Queen City receiver with more than one catch on the day, as that pass goes begging incomplete. He was looking for Mingus.
Great play by the defender there to knock the ball loose after the catch. Good job.
That'd be Zachary Mingus, the backup wide receiver on the play.
Yeah, I missed the number altogether.
And now 2nd and 10 from the 35. They bring back Jet Zero here with those electric green sleeves to match the stripes on the pants.
I have to admit, I love that green.
Zero up the middle, powering forward as he lowers the shoulder. I'm not sure how that's not a first down. He's going to be less than a yard short.
Yeah, if I was QCC, I might challenge this one. I thought he had it myself. Like a bowling ball rolling over the line there.
Now they're not going to challenge, and they're going to take 3rd and inches.
You can see 0 here for sure.
It will be 0. He picks up the first down without much pressure, gets up just shy of midfield.
And Baltimore really still hasn't found an answer for him yet. He's just having his way up the middle.
Again, 4 wide, 3 right, single left. 0 the lone back against the 4-man front. It will be 0 trying to pierce his way off tackle to the left, and he'll only get about 3 yards. The SFL has partnered with Rare Drop and Rare Drop Sports to advance live events and distribution. Live and in-person championship weekends, rookie drafts, and community events are in the works. Rare Drop Sports' Twitch channel will also broadcast 5 Season 18 playoff games starting Saturday, April 23rd in the wildcard round. Visit raredrop.co for more info on what the company does for community, and follow Rare Drop Sports on Twitch at twitch.tv/rdssports.com.
Baltimore defense was ready for that one.
After no gain on that play. Saron Yates already 2 sacks on the day for him. Looking to feast some more as this is a passing scenario for Queen City. Only 3 down linemen wearing black and red for Baltimore. They only rush 3. Caswell plenty of time into the teeth of the defense, and Spelling bails it out in double coverage.
I don't know how he caught that. He was surrounded by defenders. It was just a rocket from Caswell.
And that's the veteran mentality of Caswell. You get hit, you get back up and keep firing. And that time he fired. It looked like stacking paper was set up to almost grab his 2nd interception, but Spelling took it and get it away from him.
I counted at least 4 black jerseys there around him.
Now inching closer to field goal range are Queen City. Nice pitching catch there from Caswell to Hubba Kimbrell, knocked out of bounds after a gain of 6. Total stats there for you. Very close, actually, but of course the rushing yards, 173 for Jet Zero.
That's amazing. I'm glad that QCC sticking to, a more balanced attack here. They're actually going to throw the ball around a little bit more. Maybe give Jet Zero a little bit of a break.
Jet Zero has more rushing yards right now than Jack Wigmore has passing yards. And he's going to get some more here as he breaks a tackle in the backfield and drags 2 defenders. Again, that looked like the ball was over the line. But they're going to say it's 3rd and inches.
Wow, that was a first down to me. How can you not be? And no challenge again.
What this does do is just make the clock tick real fast. We got through that first half.
Offside.
And it was a nice tackle in the backfield by Joe Duncan, but it will not matter, and it's going to be a free first down off the offsides penalty.
So if you were Baltimore, it's the last thing you wanted to do in the red zone. Give QCC another shot. Yeah. Another first down.
2nd penalty on Baltimore today. They had the clipping against the center, Robert Clayton. on a drive that eventually ended in a Baltimore touchdown.
Let's go.
Now you get GCC has 3 more shots at the end zone here now.
They can get a first down inside the 2, but I think they'll just be looking at the black and red turf at the end of the field. Here's Jet Zero. That's his first reception on the day on the swing pass, and he gets 9 out of it.
He says, look, Warmore, I can catch the ball on the swing pass too.
Doesn't really have the raw speed and open space that Murray does.
He can always run over people, though, on his little drive down.
I mean, he has been running over people all day, and now inside the 5, you have expected to do it again. Up the middle, 0. He got the first down at the 1-yard line, and you expect Jet Zero to score from here with 3 chances at it.
If not, I'd be very, very shocked. The Baltimore defense has been having a problem with him all day up the middle.
All he needs is 1. And they're in the same formation they've been in all day long. 3 right, single left. And all Baltimore can do is look at the electric green sleeves walking easily into the end zone without a touch.
Well, the O-line there just gave him a hole that was the size of, I don't know what. I could have walked through that hole. Look at that.
The size of the Baltimore Bay Area. And an extra point away from tying the ball game are the Queen City Corsairs.
I didn't really expect this close of a game today, to be honest with you, but this is a good one.
Well, really, if you look at the past matchups between these two teams, I mean, 26-20, 30-21, 21-6 is a bit of a blowout, 38-13 is a bit of a blowout, but 27-24, 34-30, a majority of the matchups between these two teams are close. It's just Baltimore has gotten the better of it 8 out of 10 times.
Well, if they're both in the same division, Baltimore's #1 division, QCC's #4. You expect a little bit more offense out of Baltimore, I would think.
The last time Queen City won this matchup was in the playoffs back in season 14. They won a quarterfinal game against Baltimore. And I remember that playoffs very vividly because I called the Queen City game in the wild card round against Mexico City. And Queen City won that game on a walk-off interception.
And both of these teams have great franchise histories. They both made the playoffs tons of times. Baltimore's been really elite the last couple of seasons with their championships. But QCC's no slouch either.
And they are not the same franchise, but Baltimore does carry the legacy of the Baltimore Crabs, which were around from the very early days of the Simulation Football League.
Nice catch there by Ivory Irvin. And a Baltimore first down.
And ever since the SFL came back to Baltimore with Tim Johnson and Thomas Paternity at the helm, the Vultures have never had a losing season. Worst they've done is 8-4. T-Roy gains up the middle, and he meets Maurice Lloyd head-on. Slow to get up his gains. He does get 9 yards on the play, though.
I do like this double back attack by Baltimore. It's something else to see. You never know what you're going to get there with the running game.
It does kind of remind you of Mexico City's backfield setup, right?
It does.
This time Wigmore goes to the air, and a beautiful crossing pattern finds the hands of John Michael Sudeth.
He put that ball where only his receiver could catch it, because that was a pretty dangerous pass otherwise.
Yep, face
Tight
mask
coverage.
tight, right in front of him. Beautiful.
In tight coverage. Get the 2 backs in the game again.
From the 45 of Queen City,
Ooh.
Bob
Oh,
Wolf intercepted! Oh, what a turnaround! And this one's gonna go all the way! From absolutely nowhere, it's a pick 6 for Cody Griffin!
The receiver had the ball in his hands. He tipped it to the wrong player, and he was off to the races there. What a great interception and run back there. Pick 6, nonetheless.
It's a receiver's nightmare for Warren Murray as he bobbles the ball, tries to save it, and ends up just tipping it into the hands of Cody Griffin, who had nobody in front of him as he raced all the way down the field for the pick 6.
That's a defender's dream. Get the ball thrown to you, nobody in front of you. Nothing but the house in front.
4th interception of the season for Cody Griffin, and the first pick 6 of his career.
Congratulations. Pick sixes are hard to come by.
And now he is only the 2nd player on this Queen City defense with a career pick 6. Brownie
More
points
than
if you can
some
guess.
people.
Brownie points if you can guess the other one.
Reese Lloyd?
No, it is King Jamal, who has 2.
Oh, okay. Such a going to the stat sheet to check it out myself to get the right answer.
Cody Griffin joins an elite Queen City club.
That was me being lazy there.
And the Corsairs are back on top 24-14.
This game keeps going back and forth. It's exciting.
Yeah, Baltimore at one point had a 17-10 lead. It has been wiped away in pretty short order in this 4th quarter. And try to atone for his mistakes is Warren Murray as he picks up that swing pass and gets out to the Baltimore 38-yard line.
And Murray's looking really good today. Playing pretty tough. It's a different run style, though. I'm just amazed about how one spins, one just powers through people. There's no spin move on that run, though. Met by 3 defenders there on the sideline.
And now we go back to the 2-back set for Baltimore with T-Roy Gaines there as well. Plenty of time for Wigmore. Now the pocket collapses and he goes down. Jared Crow is the beneficiary of the sack, but he owes all of that to his secondary.
Yeah, there was no place for Wigmore to go. He had to hold on to that ball, and the O-line just finally broke down, and he got a sack out of it. Nice play by QCC.
2nd down and 17. Loss of 7 on the Wigmore sack. He goes over the middle. It's tipped and intercepted. Queen City has all the momentum now, and King Jamal is up to 3 career interceptions right after I mentioned him before. He's the beneficiary of the tip.
I think he wanted a pick 6 too as well.
Who tipped that? It was, I think, Nathaniel Diggs, the linebacker, deflected it.
That's 2 unusual mistakes there by Wigmore back-to-back. I'm really surprised here.
Well, I don't think the first one you can classify as Wigmore's fault because it was bobbled by Murray.
That's true.
And the second one was a pretty hefty deflection over the middle, so I'm not sure you can ping Wigmore on either of those. If you're going to tag him for one, it's probably the second one. But either way, Queen City has a 7-point lead and the ball in field goal range, potentially near the 30-yard line.
Like I said, in the SFL, any team can beat any team on any given day. You never know what's going to happen once you get on the field.
And from being the dominant force in the SFL this season, the Vultures are limping over the line. They've lost their last 2 games against DC and Arizona. And if this holds, they could go down to a second sub-500 opponent to close out the season, with Arizona being 4-7, just like Queen City.
And I think you'll see a lot more of Jet Zero here. I think he's got to play ball control and just kill the clock here.
That's the good thing about having a rusher like Zero. Caswell can't escape He tried to bounce that one to the outside, but there was no getting away from the defender. I believe that's
It
a
was Sir
hat trick
Ron
of
Yates, isn't it?
it's a hat trick of sacks for Yates now in 2 3/4 quarters.
I almost get tired of saying his name on the field today for the sacks. He's been a force here today.
And that forces a very long field goal attempt out of Judah Dorgan. This is just about a 50-yarder. High snap. Dorgan gets it away. It is good from 49.
What a field goal attempt there. Wow. Great job.
And that looked like it would have been good from about 53 or 4. That one had legs. Judah Dorgan stays perfect on the season, now 25 of 25. And it's a 10-point Queens City lead. The last 10 of those points, all off turnovers, off 2 Jack Wigmore interceptions.
It's important that you score off of your turnovers because if not, come back to bite in the very, very end.
Giovanni Bolt channeling his inner Warren Murray there. A spin move gets him past the 30-yard line. We'll spot him right there. Once again, let's go over. Sorry, I'll get back to you in a second. Once again, let's go over what's on the line here. If Baltimore wins and Vancouver loses, where they're currently down 10-3 to San Diego, then Baltimore would have the #1 seed. Any other outcome gives Vancouver the #1 seed. Now 10 points down. Murray, we've seen this before. He's still going up past the 50 to the 49, and I wouldn't have been surprised if he broke that last tackle too.
Murray looking like Jet Zero there. He's just moving forward. There's no spin moves. He's just shedding tacklers left and right. People like 3 or 4 tackles there. It's 1, 2, 3. And the 4th one brought him down.
Very reminiscent of his rushing touchdown from earlier in the ball game.
He looks a lot faster on the field than Jet Zero. Probably a little bit smaller of a guy, I guess.
They're going to give it to Gaines. Gaines in the power back. Right up the middle for 7 yards. I've been impressed by T-Roy Gaines today. Every time they've called his number, it seems he gets 4-5 plus. And we head to the 4th. 10-point lead for the Corsairs. Can they get their first win over Baltimore in 2 calendar years? Find out next. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Twitch.
And Baltimore's doing a good job of splitting carries between Murray and Gaines. I mean, Murray's got 9 attempts and T-Roy has 7.
11 minutes for Baltimore to find the answer, and Warren Murray only finds the ground as he is put there convincingly by Jared Crow.
It seemed like he was running forever there for no gain. You have to run sideways instead of up the field.
3rd down and 4. And sometimes if you're speedy like Murray, you can get away with running laterally like that. You can outspeed the linebackers. That time, the Queen City defense all had position. 3rd and 4, they're going to give it to Gaines, and the long-time Baltimore Vulture cashes in. He's spent 8 seasons with this organization, and right now that veteran leadership is paying off another 1st down.
Gaines is having a pretty decent day. 8 carries, 51 yards, 6.4 yards per carry. Compared to Murray's 9.3 yards per carry, but both their backs are doing well today.
1 minute gone, 4th quarter. Murray again off tackle right, and he is met hard by B.J. Loveless. After the league's quadruple header today, join the tiebreakers team, who will break down the remaining 16 playoff scenarios with just 4 games left in the regular season. Who will have their postseason hopes dashed? Who still has a chance? And who does your team need to win or lose to help your postseason hopes? The show begins on SFL Twitch tonight. It's a late night for you on the East Coast, 11:15 p.m. Eastern. Stay up for it. Murray, spin move in the backfield, and it looks like the Queen City front 7 have figured out Warren Murray right now because he is just being swallowed up.
And it's 3rd and 7, and they're behind. They'll have to pass here. Let's hope Wigmore shakes off those 2 last interceptions that he's thrown. He's a vet. I'm sure he's fine.
3rd down and 7, 5 wide. I think this is the first time we've seen a 5 wide formation from any team today. Wigmore pressures, throws on the run, overthrows his intended receiver. I believe that was Gus Woods out there, the intended target. And it is incomplete, 4th down.
Yeah, that was really overthrown. Thank goodness all the defenders weren't near the ball at that point. King Jamal probably had the best chance at it, but
King Jamal playing center field. If he just scoots up a little bit further there, he has his 2nd interception because that ball was headed to no man's land. And you got to thank the Queen City front line. I think that was DJ Majesty up the middle, forcing Wigmore to his offside and forcing him to throw on the run. We've seen a 49-yard field goal by Judah Dorgan, and now it's Shark Tarkington's turn to possibly return the favor from the exact same spot on the field that Dorgan hit one on the previous drive for Queen City. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, and it is good. That one officially from 50 yards.
And now here we go with 9 minutes left, and it's a 1-score game. This is still anybody's ball game here. There's plenty of time left on the clock.
There must be a wind blowing left to right across the field from where our commentary position is, because both of these kickers have hit 50-plus yarders that look like they might have been good from almost 60.
That's impressive. Kickers get paid a lot of money in this league. They better perform.
7-point lead for the Corsairs, and they are hoping that there is a very large dose of Jet Zero to run down this clock with 8:53 to go. The SFL has partnered with Laser to deliver digital SFL player trading cards to its players and viewers starting this postseason exclusively on the SFL's Twitch broadcast. Viewers every 30 minutes will be issued one of 18 trading cards, or you can buy the entire pack through the Laser's store and receive the complete set of common, uncommon, rare, and ultra-rare memorabilia. Visit laser.gg and click the Join Alpha button to connect your Twitch account. A.J. Caswell throws an interception. There is a penalty marker down as racing back the other way with it inside the 10 for the touchdown potentially. It's Ben Stacking Paper grabbing the pick. We'll check the penalty.
No.
Clipping is the call. It's against Baltimore for the 2nd time today as they get Saron Yates the 4th for the penalty. He's had 3 sacks and maybe just a bit over-aggressive that time. And I don't really see what the flag was for. Maybe it's for that push right there after the interception.
That wasn't a penalty. Come on.
Oh boy, did Queen City get bailed out there. So they're still going to give the ball to Baltimore, but it's not going to be a pick 6. They're going to get the ball at the 40. Wigmore, blitz coming. He finds the receiver across the middle on a post, and that's Mac Chima again.
Great play on 1st down there by Baltimore. That was a pretty pass. Pretty catch.
And
over the middle.
Queen City brought the house. I think there were 5, 6, maybe 7 defenders. And the offensive line did just enough to keep them at bay and give time for Jack Wigmore to find a receiver. It's now 13-3 San Diego, putting up one of their best performances of the season. In the last game, Warren Murray dragging defenders for a 1st down to the 14.
Yeah, Warren Murray decided to put his head down and just keep running forward now. I'm not seeing any more spin moves or any finesse moves there. He's just powering forward. Looking more like Jet Zero there.
Big moments in this ball game. 7:50 to go. Queen City with a 7-point advantage.
Baltimore knocking on the door of the end zone.
Had a pick 6 ruled out for a clipping penalty, but they still have got the ball. Warren Murray nowhere to go that time. Tackled by Maurice Lloyd, assisted by Nathaniel Diggs.
We're just got to settle down and not make any more mistakes in this game. Make clean passes and make sure there's no defenders.
into the red zone. At the 13-yard line, Wigmore three-step drop. To the far side, pass caught by Ivory Irvin, only his second catch of the game, and he stumbles out of bounds at the Queen City 7.
It's third and manageable here, and if I was Baltimore, I think I see a big T-Roy gains up the middle run here.
That is very possible.
You can still get that first down here.
Yeah, T-Roy has been the go-to short yardage threat for Baltimore today, averaging 6.4 yards a carry. But they're going to go through the air. They're going to go to the running back. Oh, he gets crunched a yard short of the line to gain. King Jamal with the huge tackle on his opposite number, and Baltimore's going to have to settle for a field goal.
Great stand there by QCC's defense. I thought Murray had it for a second there, except for the big hit at the end. Oh.
They're going to go for it. Maybe they're just trying to draw Queen City off sides. But if they actually snap the ball, this is some gutsy call. They will wait and call a timeout, and I'm not sure I like this call, Rochelle.
Losing a timeout for no reason here. You get the field goal anyway. And QCC's defense shows discipline, doesn't jump.
There is TJ, Tim Johnston, along with T-Pat, Thomas Paternetti, have led the Baltimore charge over the last 6 seasons here in the SFL, winning 2 championships, including the last one in season 17.
This game's too close to lose timeouts for no reason. That's hindsight, though. If it would have worked, it would have been a big play. But
a chip shot for Tarkington, and it is a 4-point Queen City lead. So here is my analysis of the situation, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but they're now down by 4. They still need a touchdown.
Yep.
If they had gone for it and missed, they'd be down 7 and in only slightly worse off of a position.
No, because you still need a touchdown.
Because then you'll be, oh no! Double on the play. Scramble for it. I think Queen City still has it.
Queen City very lucky there. Oh my gosh, if that would have been a fumble in field goal range, this would be a whole turn of events here for QCC.
A game of inches, a game of fine margins is this.
Wow. Jet Zero's out of the game, so we're going to be airing it out here.
To the corner. Oh, and you can see Ben stacking paper, eyeing that one up. He wanted to jump that route, but it is a 3-yard completion.
Now, I'm not so sure about going out of bounds that play. The clock is QCC's friend at this point. They need to run it down as much as they can. Keep your receivers inbound here.
Website at simulationfl.net. Links to apparel for Sector 6 and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. Plus feature from our content team, including Swamp Talk, Power Rankings, What We Learned, the Read Option, and Talent Factory's feature series. See all the league records as Jet Zero trundles his way forward for a gain of 4. It'll be a 3rd down and 2. See all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and much more. Simulationfl.net, your home for everything SFL.
Very important 3rd down here for QCC. They have to make the first.
It's huge.
Keep the clock.
And it's probably all going to be on the legs of Jet Zero and the blocking prowess of this Queen City offensive line. No, they're going to throw. Caswell, back of the receiver, and it's intercepted again. Picked off the turf after it hit the back of the receiver. What had just happened? Devin King scores a touchdown for the most unlikely of scenarios.
Wow, that's our second pick 6 in this quarter. What is happening? Might be in the right place at the right time.
Caswell, I believe, was trying to throw to James Matthew Jr., caught him in the shoulder blade, and it deflected right to Devin King.
That's a linebacker pick six. You don't see those very often in the SFL.
No. You don't really see linebacker interceptions all that often.
I know.
That's only King's second of the season and the first pick six of his career.
Congratulations, young man, because those are hard to come by. Just ask Eddie Gage.
Don't.
I had to. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. When Eddie finally gets his pick six, he is going to come after everybody that ever kept bringing it up on a broadcast. You and me included, Michelle.
I couldn't help myself. I just couldn't. If linebackers can get him, so can you, Eddie. Come on.
This has been a ridiculously shocking turnaround. Baltimore gets a gift of an interception by Stacking Paper that went for a touchdown but was called back for a penalty. And then a wild deflection that was taken back for a touchdown by Devin King. And guess what? Devin King came over from the offseason from the San Diego Mavericks, who right now are beating Vancouver and could potentially hand Baltimore the #1 seed if both of these scores hold. Jet Zero is gassed. He has got nothing left.
Vancouver just scored, though, Terrell. It's 13-10 now.
13-10. Well, it's close over there. It's close here. 3-point games either side. But Queen City, I think, is going to have to rely on the much maligned A.J. Caswell for offense in this fourth quarter down the stretch here, the last 5 minutes.
I think we'll still see a lot of zero here.
We will, but he doesn't have the speed that he had in the first half, and he doesn't have that tackle-breaking ability. 3rd down and 4.
I mean, he's carried the ball 29 times today.
For the person in chat who is asking, it's Baltimore 30, Queen City 27. 4:15 to go and counting. On 3rd and 4, they give it to Zero. That's a risky play, but it pays off. And now Queen City has gone from the clock being their friend to the clock being their enemy, continuing to run this out with Zero may leave them very little time down at the end of it.
Yeah, QCC's having to throw the ball at some point today. I think Jet Zero is about out of gas totally. He's still running, getting positive yardage, but it's getting less and less every run.
Both quarterbacks have thrown 3 interceptions, but Caswell only 9 of 15 for 77 yards. Not a banner day for the legendary quarterback of the green and black. Zero again for 6. Wigmore is 18-24, 172.
I guess QCC's gonna ride or die by Zero here. Still in the game, wow.
On 2nd and 4, Caswell to throw. Crossing pattern, excellent turn upfield by Christopher Ochoa. They finally got the ball to him. He's the final receiver for Queen City that has not caught a pass yet today, and now he gets a 1st down.
His receiving target for Caswell has been spelling as usual, but now everybody's got at least 1 catch. Helping Kimbrell has 2.
We are quickly approaching the 2-minute warning here. 2:43 to go. They continue to run. Zero lowers the shoulder, and he's consistently getting 6 yards on 1st down.
CC sticking by their game plan. Caswell's only thrown the ball 16 times, and Jet Zero's carried the ball 33.
Queen City came in with a game plan, and they're going to stick to it come hell or high water as Zero doesn't get the 1st down. He's a yard short. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning with 2:08 to go.
What a game here today.
Hang on to your hats, folks. 3-point game, 2 minutes to go. Queen City trying to upset Baltimore. Trying to go out with a bang here at the end of season 17. Vultures trying to hold on and potentially pick up the #1 overall seed in the playoffs. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Twitch.
We've seen a little bit of it all today. We've seen 2 pick sixes. We've seen a fumble. We've seen 2 clipping penalties. It's been a wild one.
0 up the middle. Great blocking by Menor, Boudreau, and Crone to get him a first down, and they're on the edge of field goal range now at the 36-yard line.
And Zero's very slow getting up here. That man's got to be on his last breath here.
He is going to be going immediately to the ice bath after this one is done. But before it's over, they're going to pour everything into this game. First and 10 on the 36, 0 again, shakes the tackle in the backfield and gets drilled by Joe Duncan. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and consistently refreshed music collection. State-of-the-art technology and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Caswell airs it out, knocked away, intercepted. It was deflected by Elijah Warfield, and Alvin Mack couldn't hang on to it. 3rd down and 9. And they're on the 35. This would be a long field goal, and as we've suspected, potentially into the wind as well.
That was scary, scary play. The tip drill, I thought for sure Baltimore to come up with an interception there.
All right, what do you do here if you're the Corsairs? 1:04 to go. It's going to be Caswell. He's going to be under pressure. He's going to go down back at the 40-yard line. They're out of field goal range, and now they're going to go for it on 4th and 14. What a defensive play by Baltimore. They come up with a sack that could hand them the #1 seed in the playoffs. Caswell throws into traffic and incomplete. Baltimore takes over, 45 seconds to go, and that will just about do it.
Oh my, what a turn of events. I thought we were going to overtime. Guess not. And a very dangerous play there by the end. That was a bad play. Surrounded by defenders, there was nobody there to catch it. The play never stood a chance.
Baltimore looks like they're gonna survive and finish the season at 10-2.
I'm still watching the score of the Vancouver-San Diego game.
And guess who on the final sack to push Queen City out of field goal range? It was Saron Yates IV with his 4th sack of the game.
He's come up with some big plays when they really needed them for Baltimore. If I was picking the player of the game, I might even consider him as player of the game. He's made a big impact today. Give the defense some love here.
T-Roy powering through. 37 seconds left, 1 timeout for Queen City. They could get the ball back for a Hail Mary attempt if they hold here.
Yeah, I think Baltimore's got to get one more first down. That's in the books. And 3rd and 3 is very manageable there for T-Roy Gaines and company. So is it Murray or is it Gaines here?
We shall see. They're both back there. It's Gaines. It's a first down, and that's your ball game. On a wild and crazy day at Sports Gamers Online Stadium, Baltimore comes out on top, 30-27. Michelle, good teams find a way to win, and somehow the Vultures clawed back from down 10 twice in this one to find a way to knock off Queen City once again. And you got to feel for the Corsairs. They put everything into this game.
But Jet Zero put everything into this game. But the two backs from Baltimore have had quite a day themselves. They together have combined for 25 carries. And both had decent yards per carry. So maybe
it'll be a 5th straight victory for Baltimore over Queen City. They break their 2-game losing skid. They finish the season on a high note. And if you look at the score in the top right corner, Vancouver has taken the lead for the first time on San Diego. If that score holds, it will be the Legion that end up with the #1 overall seed. Either way, these two teams won't see each other until the championship game, but it is the Vultures who come out on top after a wild and crazy game here in Baltimore today. Michelle, there ain't many words to describe this one other than that was wacky.
Wacky. It's basically a battle of the running backs, or I say fullback and running back for one side and the running back for the other. Both had big yards for the day. I mean, Warren and Murray combined for almost 170 yards together. Jet Zero had over 200. There's a lot of ground game today.
And really, the defenses were the story, and the turnovers were the story. A pick six either side. There was the one for
Got called back.
The Corsairs. No, that was the one that for the Corsairs,
okay.
Cody Griffin. There was one that got called back for Baltimore. That Ben Stackenpaper would have had. He got called back for a penalty. And then Devin King, in probably the play of the game, or the play that won Baltimore the game, took a wicked deflection off the back shoulder of James Matthew Jr. back for a touchdown. Nobody tackled it, just ran right up the middle of the field. And that's why Baltimore wins today, 30-27.
A linebacker pick six. Just imagine that.
And Queen City flirted with disaster because, remember, right before that pick six was thrown, the kickoff return after Baltimore had scored was fumbled, and Queen City barely recovered that one. There's the pick six by Stackenpaper that went into the end zone but was called back for a clipping penalty. 2 clipping penalties today called on the
Vultures.
On the Vultures.
Who's your player of the game here today?
Man, if Queen City had won, it would have been Jet Zero all the way. I think Murray and Gaines kind of cancel each other out. There's the deflection that was returned for a touchdown by King. I think you have to give it to Saron Yates. 4 sacks, including the one that prevented overtime by forcing Queen City out of field goal range on their final drive. You have to give it to him.
I would love to see it. I mean, I'd be super excited. That's my call.
We shall see. The player of the game is Warren Murray. 106 yards, a touchdown, 48 yards through the air. That'll do it for the final regular season broadcast for us of season 18. For Josh Neal and Justin Reside on stats, Cameron Irvine, our producer, Michelle Colston, my partner in crime for the booth these last couple of weeks. My name is Michael Trivitto, saying so long. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you next time for the playoffs.
Good night, everybody. It's been a great one.